216-578-1007. 800-348-1007. And shoot me a text if you like, 35192. You can watch the show, of course, at AlanCoxShow.com. We've got this week's Alan Cox Show Instagram hotties. The DeWine and Amy theme there. Guy in Stowe did kind of a funny animated bit for that. Alan Cox Show bingo cards are out there for you if you need to print those out. Play along. And the new installment of Poundcake. His latest column is up there as well, celebrating Easter while social distancing. As always, posted as written. In full, unvarnished Poundcake form. I think we might have... did you replace the ampersands? Is that the only editorial?
Yes,
a lot of ampersands.
Yeah. In the first paragraph, he was using a lot of ampersands. But not in the one that he sent originally. It was only in the one that he edited.
Your revised version included a lot more ampersands, Poundcake?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said your revised version included a lot more ampersands. Is that what's up?
What's the ampersand?
Exactly.
The and sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it did.
Well, okay. And so it is up there unedited, other than us replacing the ampersands with the word.
It's edited. I mean, it's not... Like, I went through and, like, made, like, slight corrections, but nothing... He didn't have any crazy problems this time. Like, there was a few commas that were in the wrong place, and that's about all.
Oh, you tightened up his punctuation.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. As long as the spirit of the Poundcake is still there.
The spirit is there, and I enjoy this one. When I got it, I read it out loud to my girlfriend, and we laughed several times while reading it.
I laughed
at the content.
I laughed while reading it
because it was funny.
I mean, I laughed while writing it because those were all true stories. I wasn't made up.
This one was a lot, kind of that balance I was looking for, like I was talking about last week. Where
I get it.
The last week was a little more heavy, a little more serious, which I get the tone of that one. And this one was something that you could read on a day like Easter where you would wish you were with your family, and you could read this real quick and be like, that's pretty fun.
Or be happy that you're not with your family.
Yeah, exactly.
Be happy that you're not with your family.
I'm just happy I'm not with your family.
It's ratchet, man. But like, if for a guest, it would be comical. It would be great. All my friends never have any complaints. Any boy I've ever brought over to meet my family, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much fun." I'm like, "Well, try living with them. It's fun for you, but I have to live with these people."
Fun to visit.
I do like how you put preteen in quotation marks.
Well, because that was the whole point of, like, me wanting... I wasn't even a teenager, and yet I wanted to sit at the adult table. So it was me like, Mom, I am a preteen. I was 11 years old, so I'm not 12. I'm not even a teenager yet.
I understand what a preteen is. I wasn't sure why you put it in quotation marks.
I guess I was just trying to put it in emphasis.
Oh, I see. Well, there you go. Bill, when you want to emphasize something, always put it in quotation marks. That's why I call this the Alan Cox Show.
Will do.
Sorry.
So I'm sorry if you were offended, but so the new Poundcake celebrating Easter while social distancing is up there for your perusal. Hey, Brandon.
Alan, I got exclusive news for you.
Oh boy, hold on. Let me get myself all together here.
Alan Cox Show. Exclusive news update.
All right, lay it on me.
Final Fantasy VII is available today, not tomorrow. It's out early, 3 o'clock.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
I thought they were already up to like Final Fantasy 24 or something. Final Fantasy 7.
It's post-apocalyptic. It came out in 96. They're remaking it now. You'll be reading some opinion page that says it's relevant to these times eventually.
I see. Yeah, I think most dystopian video games are now, right? They're kind of extremely prescient. Yeah, but Brandon, why again? And Final Fantasy's been around for a long, long time. When are they going to get to the Final Fantasy? How can they have so many iterations of something that is allegedly final?
Each one is its own story.
Oh, each one is a Final Fantasy.
Correct.
Huh?
How are you going to get into the store? Are they?
I'm outside. I'm outside in the parking lot right now.
Well, I understand that, but like, are they bringing people in one by one? I can't imagine that store is pretty big.
Probably just curbside, right?
Yeah, it's curbside quarantine. You hold your thing up to the window.
Why don't you? Where is this at? A GameStop?
Best Buy, Chapel Hill.
Why don't you just
Oh, that's still open?
why don't you just get it online?
I did. I pre-ordered it. Now I'm picking it up.
No, I know, but
Pre-ordered it,
I
you get it.
I still don't know why you can't I know you can
can.
download games. I know it takes a minute, but I don't know why people don't do that. Just because
A
it's
lot of
easier
people
to
do.
grab it. And, okay.
A lot of people will download it, but you have to have
It
the
takes up
space for it.
space.
It takes up a ton of space.
I see.
And it takes forever.
Doesn't
Because
have to. I mean,
it's like a 30 gigabyte download.
yeah, but I mean, speeds are pretty quick these days. I mean, if you have Mary's internet, which is 10, 10, her
I
internet is 10.
upgraded.
Oh, 10 to 18.
18 megabytes.
It'll take the
Barely
better.
legal internet. Ooh.
Yeah, you'll have it downloaded by the time the shelter-in-place order is lifted. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, hey, congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Yeah. I hope that Final Fantasy VII, being released a day early, is as exhilarating as you hoped it would be.
I think there's a large amount of people that will be thrilled about this. I have never.
I'm
even
sure they
played
are.
I don't think I've ever played a Final Fantasy game.
I
but
think I played like the very first one, and I was like, it's not really the thing for me. The first video game I ever remember getting heavily into, as an adult, mind you, I have to demarcate between the ages at which you're supposed to be into video games and the ages at which you still like them, but it's slightly embarrassing.
No, it's not.
First-
It's not embarrassing anymore.
First, well, just because more people are doing it doesn't mean it's not embarrassing. The first game I got heavily into was Doom on the N64.
Great game.
Great game. Fantastic game.
I like Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem.
That was a good one.
I liked the soundtrack. I never played the game, but I remember they put out music for it, and it was all like Megadeth and SOD and all these bands I loved.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth. I don't think in this day and age you can shame someone for being into video games as an adult.
I'm just jealous I don't have more time to do it.
There it is.
Thank you.
There it is. I've been playing a mobile game that I love. It's called Dig
Crossy
It,
Road?
or Dig This.
Dig this.
Dig This, and it's like you have a few different balls that you have to get into these little containers, and it's just like a puzzle game. But those are my favorite kinds of games.
Those are mine too, and I'm always looking for a good one. I swear to God, I'm
Try
always
Dig This. I think you'll like
Dig
it.
this. Okay, I'm always kind of looking for new games, but then I'm always relegated to Words with Friends. I'm like, nah, whatever. I'll just play this. Dig this. Okay.
Are you the last person playing Words with Friends?
I play it.
No, I
You
have
play
like
that too?
I
Yeah,
have
it's fun.
50 people in
Are
my
you
queue.
serious?
Yes.
I don't play that.
heard of.
Listeners hit me up. It's the only thing I'll do with listeners aside from show promotions is Words with Friends.
I played it for like maybe 2 months in college, like that. However many years ago, 8 years ago.
It's been around that long?
It's been around a long time.
Oh.
I've pared down my games because if I'll get like that sometimes where I'll have 10 or 15 or 20 games going, and that's all I'll do. And I pared it down to like 3 or 4 people because it can be, you can get a little wrapped up in
I
it.
did
Well-
not know people were still playing that game.
Yeah, that's what it
Great game.
was. And then I put my handle out in the air one time, and I had like 50 people hit me up with games. So I'm like, all right. So,
Yeah.
some of them stuck around, some of them didn't. It's fine. It's still a manageable number of games. So Dig This is what you're playing.
Dig This. I really enjoy it. It's
All right, I'll
pretty
get it.
difficult at times. Like there's different tactics that you can use. It's some of the levels are real easy.
Now, let me
Some
be
of them are
clear.
real difficult.
Let me be clear. If I'm holding you to your recommendation,
Yeah.
if I do not thoroughly enjoy this,
It's your fault.
You're entirely responsible.
It's your fault because it's
Cut
a
his
great
pay.
game.
Hey, Bob Dylan, right?
That might happen anyway with the way things are going.
We were kind of joking about Bob Dylan's song about JFK that is 17 minutes long. It's called Murder Most Foul. And if you're a Bob Dylan fan, you were probably very, very excited by this because anything he does, it's not like he's constantly putting out new songs. Anything he does, you're like, yeah, I'll come along and do it. Why he did a song about the JFK assassination,
Broad daylight
don't know.
was a matter of timing, and the timing was right.
Maybe people are feeling nostalgic
You gotta
even
hate
for the
that.
assassination of a president, right?
Took a lift.
Maybe right now the notion of an
Because at least
assassinated
he was
president.
outside.
He was outside.
Grassy knoll.
I
hanging
know.
out,
Oh, it sounds so
top
nice.
down.
Oh, the knolls were
on.
grassy.
Yeah.
The air was blue. The sky was blue. It was all blue.
His wife was right there by his side
Yes.
and all around him.
I mean,
Or
if you
she
ever
was all around
have,
her.
if you ever need somebody, if you ever need somebody to scoop up your brains, you're gonna want it to be your wife.
Hmm.
Anyway, it turns out it is Bob Dylan's first ever #1 hit. His 17-minute. Who could?
Wow.
About
Boy,
time, nerd.
2020 just gets weirder and weirder, doesn't it? Bob Dylan's first number one song is a 17-minute ballad about the JFK assassination. Sounds like a Mad Lib.
Wow.
We're not playing that on the radio. It's 17 minutes long. It's what the kids want.
That's right.
Number one.
Because listen, you get a little bit of folk music. You get a little bit of history. You learn a couple things. I haven't listened to the whole thing.
Clearly.
Yeah. But again,
Who
spoiler
has
alert.
17 minutes?
I know the story, so I don't want to spoil it for you.
Now, does he just tell the story, or does he also have conspiracy theories that he kind of layers in through it? Or
He does the magic
is it
bullet
kinda just-
speech from that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, just
JFK?
kind of straightforward.
Oswald didn't act alone.
Came through his wrist and took a right turn.
That's right.
Back and to the left.
Yeah, in the 80s, he did some songs, The Traveling Wilburys, with Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne, and those charted pretty well, but he has never had a number one hit before, and now he has it with Murder Most Foul, a 17-minute song about the JFK assassination. Yeah. Oh, and then the mob came in, then bad pigs. I mean, you could probably fit a version of this into 10 minutes. He
No,
decided to
there's
go,
It's got to be
way. There's
17
no
minutes.
way.
Sam Giancana. Yeah, so he added an extra 7 to that.
It's the only way.
We'll get them as well.
He could have just made it like a new version of Hurricane.
I guess he could have.
Let me tell you the story of JFK.
Hey, listen, JFK, say what you want. He ruined convertibles for every president after that. I can't believe they ever let a president ride around in a convertible. I mean, it's not like assassination was unprecedented. And maybe they told him, hey, don't do that. And he said, no, I want to be out there feeling the wind in my hair or whatever. But I just can't imagine there was ever... I can't
Blowing
believe
in
there
the
was,
wind. Another.
Yeah, blowing it. See. His brains, my friend, are blowing. I can't fathom that they ever let
He didn't talk
a
like that. did he?
president... Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
You can't talk like this.
I would say, like,
Yeah, I
you're
think
not
his-
out on a date with him, and he was like...
His speaking voice, I think, is deeper. He's got a
Okay.
very
It's a little
kind of
different, but
rich
it's very,
voice.
it's very sing-songy though. He used to do I don't know if he still might do it, but he's got his own channel on satellite radio, and he would do these intros, and they would be almost poems as he would introduce songs and tell these stories, and it'd be this real sing-songy thing.
I want to see
Yeah.
your butt. That's what I picture him, like, trying to pick up a lady. He's like,
Would
with
that
that
work?
voice.
And he
In
leads with,
any
I want
way?
to see your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see your butt.
This is if, he were an F-boy.
Bob Dylan,
Bob
F-boy. Let me see your butt.
Send me a pic. What are you wearing?
Can I send
probably
you my...
work.
Yeah, can I send you my 17-minute JFK song? It's on SoundCloud. All right, I got $1,000 here for you to win, to either sock it away, spend it on bills, whatever you need. Good luck.
Rover's Morning Glory wants to help with a chance at $1,000. We have your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the nationwide keyword LOVE, L-O-V-E, to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's LOVE to 200-200. Good luck. From 100.7 WMMS.
This on in the background.
It's
like,
a
this
very acquired taste, Bob Dylan. I appreciate him for what he has accomplished and his contributions to music. I never got into him.
I can put it on like a playlist. Like I could hear that song. I can hear Times They Are Changing, a few different songs. The Hurricane, I like that one a lot. But I don't want to just listen to Bob Dylan.
You couldn't listen to one of his albums.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, I'm over it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to kill myself. Like, that's bad.
Kill yourself? I mean, it's not...
That
don't
seems
know.
like
That's
music
not
you would
downer
go
music.
crazy to. Doesn't that seem like
Music to
you
go
would
crazy
see
to.
a
No,
person with Bob
Here's
Dylan
Mary.
on repeat, just like rocking in their apartment? That doesn't seem jump.
It seems like you have something else going on where
I don't
folk
like this
music
at
makes you
all.
want to kill yourself.
I don't know that I've ever heard folk music. Like, other than that right there. That
Puff
is not
the
a...
magic dragon lived by the sea. Peter, Paul, and Mary by the hammer. I'd hammer in the morning.
I feel like I've heard of that song, but I've never listened to it.
Joan Baez. Well, I think it's largely a generational thing, too. I don't know. You meet a lot of people who are still into folk music. It was very much of the time, of the 60s, you know, protest music and things like that.
Who else is? Would James Taylor be a folk music?
I think he started out that way, yeah.
He's singer-songwriter, folk music, that kind of stuff.
My cousin likes him. That's all I know about him.
James Taylor has a beautiful voice, like just a smooth, effortless voice, right? If I hear him, we were just watching something and a James Taylor song was in it. I was like, man, you can never be mad listening to James Taylor.
Woody Guthrie, I like some Woody Guthrie.
There you go.
Simon and Garfunkel, like some of their stuff.
Oh, God, Simon and Garfunkel, they covered that Disturbed song. So good. So good.
And ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time. I don't know how they pull it off, but boy, they sure did. Hey, you know, I mentioned before that Poundcake's new column, his Poundcake, is about celebrating Easter in the age of social distancing. And I was reading that, boy, God bless Florida. Somebody, Passover has started. Christians will celebrate Easter on Sunday. Someone's leaving porno eggs all over a couple of counties in Florida. They're getting calls about people who are opening their mailboxes, and they're finding little plastic eggs filled with various candies, maybe a thing of like Kool-Aid or Weilers in there.
Weilers, wow.
What's a Weiler?
I don't know what that is.
Weiler is just like an off-brand Kool-Aid.
Yeah, if you
Like a packet?
Yeah.
If you couldn't afford high-end Kool-Aid, you'd get Weilers.
I do know that now. Now that you said it, I could
up.
picture it.
But I remember there was a girl that would bring them to school, and she'd eat them straight out of the thing because they had sugar in them already.
That's all.
Weilers
That's all
did.
Pixie Sticks are.
Weilers.
Yeah, it's like drink mix, right?
Right.
It's just sugar and fruit or whatever. And so they're trying to figure out who is dropping these. They've got a little bit of candy in them, and then they each have a pornographic picture in them too.
Nice.
So
Never
somebody
got
has
one of those in my scavenger hunt eggs.
somebody's taken the time to print these out, or maybe they cut them from magazines. I don't know. The Flagler County Sheriff said this person's not only a sick individual, but could be spreading COVID-19. So this is how they're going to start to get you on anything they don't like. You could be spreading the COVID-19. So they're trying to figure out who is releasing the Easter porno eggs into Flagler County mailboxes. They said that they are going to try to find them and incarcerate them.
Could it just be a form of viral marketing?
For porn? Pornhub's already free.
Could be onto something.
Right, but I mean, then it's also got COVID-19 too, so... Yeah.
The residents said that their mailboxes were left with their flags in the up position. And you know what that means. They looked inside. There was the plastic Easter egg. They pop it open. If I found a plastic Easter egg in my mailbox...
You wouldn't open it?
I would throw it in the garbage. I'd call the goddamn bomb squad.
Throw it hard enough to make it pop open so you can see what's inside of it. Throw it away, hard and away.
Yeah, but if it's going to explode, then you just threw a grenade.
Did you just hurt your shoulder pretending to throw an egg?
I hurt my shoulder skipping rocks yesterday.
Oh, come on.
Dude,
Well,
I'm like
it is a weird
legit-
motion.
I threw like 2, and then I threw one really hard, and I nailed it. I got like 7 skips out of it, and it went really far. And now when I lift my shoulder higher than this, like higher than shoulder height, it does not feel good at all.
You John McCain'd yourself.
I guess.
You're going to need Tommy John surgery.
I don't know. It's the muscle. For sure. I can feel how tight my shoulder muscle is. But I've been doing push-ups and working out at home, and I freaking threw my arm out with a rock. You know what
Well,
I
it's a different motion.
With a rock.
My wife is an amazing rock skipper.
I was getting good, and then
And I
just-
suck. Boy, if I ever skip a rock, it's purely accidental.
Really?
Oh,
She
I
can nail them.
My
I can
niece-
whip them.
Yeah.
I don't even know how my niece was doing it. She was like facing the water and would throw it into the sand next to her. I'm like, what are you
That's like when
doing,
my kids
dude?
would try and do
Right.
it because they're trying to like do that like hook because you need that little snap to it.
Yeah, a little
but they
wrist
wouldn't let
flick.
go of it.
Yeah,
and
I
then
guess
they
that's
just
true.
go behind them.
I'm like, how does it even? Would she throw it directly at like a stick in the water? I'm like, yeah, I guess we're getting there.
The best when you're teaching a little kid to skip a rock, and the first time they do it, they just plop it
Crump.
in, and they're like, "It didn't work." I'm like, "Well, you didn't throw it right.
Right.
Got to throw it the right way. Got to skim it."
So this Flagler County that's the Daytona Beach area. And if you've ever been to Daytona Beach, it is like it's like the flats if they were completely overrun with tweakers. That's kind of what Daytona Beach is. And so we have bureau chiefs down there. So, hit up the sheriff's office if you get one of these plastic Easter porno eggs. They say traditionally the egg will have a goldfish cracker in it, one sheet of toilet paper, a powdered drink mix, and a crumbled porno photo.
That's so petty.
This is why Florida's awesome.
They're
So
not.
if you're a real narc and don't like fun, you can call Crime Stoppers.
They're
like
not
that.
traditional cream eggs. You have to come up with the cream on your own.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know we always make fun of Florida and, talk about how crazy they are, but did anyone ever investigate why they're so crazy? Why is Florida like this?
Because it's hot all the time, and there's a lot
hot
of people
in Arizona.
It's
Cooking their
It's hot in
brains.
Texas.
But that's a dry heat in Arizona. It's very
Louisiana.
humid and hot. And, yeah, they're all goofy
It's hot,
in
but it's
Louisiana,
also,
too.
there's a lot of people that come from all over the country and end up in Florida, and it makes this weird cesspool of humanity that we get to enjoy
I
from
just
afar.
don't understand how
And we
an
say that
entire
with all
state
due
is crazy.
respect, but
absolutely. I mean the cesspool in the nicest way.
in the biblical sense of a cesspool, yeah. Well, look, the easy explanation is it looks like a penis, all right? You get what you get. The more complex explanation, you got people not only from other parts of the country, but from other countries.
Yeah, that too.
So it's,
And then-
it's just a weird mix of a lot of different cultures and types and whatever.
And then they also have some different laws down there that make it so, I don't know, drugs are just rampant in Florida, it seems like.
When I
and
went-
also just being near, just like Miami and stuff like that gets a lot of drugs going in that way.
I was in Daytona Beach for shows 2 years ago, like October of 2018, and it was I stayed at a Best Western. It was the first hotel I ever stayed at that had a free happy hour. I had never stayed at a hotel that had that, but if you went to like the pool bar between 5 and 6, you could drink whatever, like you call it, bottom shelf,
whatever.
liquor, beer, or wine. And the first night, I drank 7 glasses of wine in an hour.
In an hour.
Because I was like, I'm going to get my money's worth.
You're passing DeWine to yourself, too.
I was passing DeWine to myself, just laying out in the sun, just pounding wine.
my God.
Because they gave them to you, you're on the pool. So they gave them to you in these little plastic cups.
Pounding wine.
Pounding wine in the heat.
Because I was like, this is my alcoholic brain. This is alcoholic math, right? Beer. You're only getting, it was like Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, right? So you're only getting like 4% out of that. Not worth if you're going to be drinking for free. The liquor is going to be bottom shelf, right? So it's going to make you're not going to feel very good. They're probably only going to put an ounce in
So
it.
you were going full on beautiful mind
Oh,
with
yeah.
your
I love drug
permutations of
justification.
how can I get the most
Absolute
hammered
most.
for the lead? Yeah,
You can't water down wine, really. You know what I mean? You can't really water down wine.
You can water down anything,
Yeah, but you'll
especially
be able
on
to
a free
tell.
happy hour.
Even
Probably
if
why
it's-
you drank 7 cups of
But they're
it.
just going to give
Oh,
you
I was blasted. I mean, it was
trash
absolute-
wine.
It's trash wine, but I was drinking barefoot gas station wine anyway at that point in my life, so it's not like it
This is
mattered.
like below
No,
barefoot,
it
though.
was like Toast St. Michelle Riesling. It's like it's not an
It's like
expensive
diluted
bottle,
grape jelly.
but yeah, dude. I had never been to a free happy hour before, and I was like, oh, I'm getting my money's worth.
Well, and you did. Your money's worth, though. It's free.
Yes, but it's your money's worth.
But she's trying to
I need
back
to get as drunk as I can in that hour,
In
so
that
I don't have
hour.
to pay for drinks later.
I gotcha.
And then I went to dinner and I spilled barbecue sauce all over the whole table.
Because you were hammered.
Oh yeah, I went to
yeah.
go like use it, but the cap wasn't on right, and I was too drunk to notice, and it was just all like literally didn't stop it, just looked at it, picked it up.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
These are bar shops everywhere. Deborah fries in it. Just wait a
Bar-
minute.
bar
Take the
shops.
fries and put it in a coleslaw and then eat it. It's so good.
All right, you did get your money's worth then.
See?
All right, good. I've got a break. You want to text me 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for anything else.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeart